Identity is the person we adopt in response to our subjectivity when we are in a social context.
If you are much stared at, what sort of stare do you usually meet? Is it contemptuous or curious, or is it admiring? If the first, change your behavior. If the second, wear more conventional clothes and makeup. If the third, you may be left as you are, but be sure of your diagnosis.
A woman may play the part to perfection, but that doesn't make it real or authentic. Even the perfect performance of femininity may mask resistance or transgression.
Instead of stripping away layers to reveal an authentic self, it plays with cultural representations of femininity. Masquerade becomes a way of provoking and confounding gaze. The traditional feminine pursuit of fashion and self-adornments is reclaimed as a reinvention of the self.
Eve, she, petticoat, skirt, girl virgin, maiden.
The reclamation of the body provides the means for the woman to alter the objectification of the female and to establish a space from which to speak.
Costume delivers gender as self-evident or natural, then recedes as clothing, leaving the connotation femininity. There is often no distinction made between a woman and her attire. She is what she wears.
Fat women look better in feminine clothes that follow in the wake, never in the advance of modified fashion. Fat women should never wear eccentric clothes or clothes in light colors.
Ma'am, spinster.
Clothes that are what the French call vague are always better for any bad figure than those which reveal its outline precisely.
Lady, bride.
Most girls think they have to do the talking to be amusing, when they would do much better to keep their mouths shut.
The mix of abjection and euphoria that is the psychic condition of femininity can be thought of as a creative paradox rather than pure contradiction or simple complement.
When a woman becomes a scholar, there is usually something wrong with her sexual organs.
The tendency of fat is to detract from one's refinement. Therefore, anyone inclined to be fat must be ultra-conservative in order to counteract the effect.
Matron, spouse, mother, parent, wench.
Very tight clothes make fat people look fatter and thin people look thinner.
It is about a socialist, anti-family political movement that encourages women to leave their husbands, kill their children, practice witchcraft, destroy capitalism, and become lesbians.
Satin is a bad material, since highlights are too shimmeringly accentuated.
Lass, nymph, blonde, brunette. Our interpretations will be partly determined by the conscious and the unconscious conflicts, fears, and desires which underline our reading or viewing. It will be partly determined by social context and by our own history. Our history as girls and women, and our previous experience with these representations. Dame, teacher.
Dull-surfaced, soft material models that have some sort of loose-hanging drapery are best.
You may love green and think you're a knockout in your new dress, but perhaps to other eyes it isn't good at all. Even your most intimate friend would hesitate to tell you the truth. But your husband has a share in you. He wants you to look your very best because you're his choice, and he wants to be proud of the product he's picked out. Sweetheart, bird, loved one. It will be influenced by the form and content of representations of woman, as well as the intentions of those who create them.
Young girls should not, except in the privacy of their own rooms, sit on tables and swing their legs. There is nothing morally wrong with this, but it is just a little lowering of the standards we have for girls.
Mall, doll.
The feminine, if they care enough, by taking the most important of all exercises, shaking their heads violently no to a second helping.
Bra mistress, loose woman.
It is hoydenish, and we want to avoid all boisterous and looseness of behavior.
virago, shrew, queen, Amazon.
Now say it, pussy control.
You ready?
And the more of this motherfucker is, ladies, make 'em act like they know you are, was, and always will be pussy control.
You ready?